Let me share a tweet with you. The tweet is written by somebody called Michael Pettis. He is a senior fellow on the Connect Endowment. Unfortunately, I think the logic behind these 8 tweets is utterly wrong. I'm sorry to say that, but using a capitalist mindset to understand a socialist China is wrong. Let me explain. The tweet basically referred to Guizhou, a relatively poor province in China. In order to lift the people in Guizhou out from poverty, the best way is actually let them be able to connect to the rest of the world, or in particular, the rest of China, so that their goods can be sold to the rest of China, and material can also move into Guizhou. And because of that, there are many bridges, tunnels, etc. being built in the last decade or so. Obviously, this kind of massive infrastructure investment will, in an accounting way, debited into the Guizhou's province government, the local government. Hence, the argument that the debt created is unsustainable, and if you use other methods to solve this crisis, it will put enormous stress on the banks and the financial institutes. That is basic argument from Michael, which is typically capitalist. Unfortunately, or fortunately, China isn't a capitalist country. It is a socialist country. There is a significant difference between that. Let me explain using a family. For example, we have a family. Unlike families in the West, in China, a family means the father, their sons, and their sons' sons, etc. They're all one family. My uncle's money and my other uncle's money is still the money of this family. China is a big family. All Chinese belong to the same family. When Deng Xiaoping said, let's some people get rich first, the implication is that later on, these rich people have the obligation to help those who are yet to live from poverty. We know that China had eliminated extreme poverty by 2020, as promised by the Chinese Party, the Communist Party of China, CPC. So when we talk about a province creating a debt, that means somebody has to lend money to this province in order to create a debt. Now, if the money comes from China, meaning come from the same family, father and son, or uncles and uncles, brothers, they're same thing. Doesn't matter. In socialist concept, this is the society. The wealth of a society is not to benefit a few people in socialist country. The wealth is to be enjoyed by everybody in the society, including those who are less fortunate. For example, they were born in Guizhou, which is isolated, do not have good transportation with the rest of China. And therefore, the Chinese government come in and invest in the infrastructure. For accounting purpose, that investment get into the province account. But remember, the money comes from the central government anyway, and the central government's wealth is to be spread among everybody. So he suggested a few methods of dealing with the debts in a capitalist way. Bailout, which the American government does it all the time. For example, Silicon Valley Bank, the Signature Bank, these are bailed out by the government. Why can't Chinese central government bail out its own province government? I don't see any logic with that. It is not good. But you say, oh, no, you can't, because that will imperial its own creditworthiness. I will talk about whether a country has creditworthiness a little bit later on, but I don't think so. So that's one way he thinks it's impossible. The second way is, of course, debt forgiveness. He said it will give stress on the financial system. And thirdly, is to sell off the state-owned enterprises. Again, this is pure capitalist thinking, which, when used to understand China, is completely wrong. Now, let me point out the issue with this Chinese government credibility. What is worse is you have a family. This family owns a lot of money to somebody outside of the family. Then you are in trouble, because the creditors are not part of you. And the creditors is in the interest of earning profit. Whereas in China, the central government is not interested in earning profit. The wealth is to be spread. The province government is also not interested in earning profit. The government is there to serve the people, which is socialist concept, Chinese concept. So if you really worry about debts, let me explain. When a country trades with another country, you are exchanging something with somebody else. If you have a trade surplus, that means other people are owing you money, because you are selling more to them and then they are selling back to you. If your country consistently has trade deficit, that means this country is owing money to somebody else outside of the country, outside of the family. That is to be worried. So if you want to worry about debts, I think you should start worrying about the debts of United States of America. Thank you.